Now in this video, I'd like to explain our thinking about where AI is going for physics and how it should be used in this course. Now, AI is currently advancing extremely quickly, so everything I say here will be out of date probably within a week. There is a great debate about to what extent AI can actually do cutting-edge physics research. Some people think that the current forms of AI, the large language models, the generative AI, can only do things that it's found somewhere in its training set. So it's very good at catch-up science and doing well-understood things, but it can't do really creative cutting-edge science. Other equally smart people think quite the reverse. They think that AI, not necessarily the current flavour of large language models, but some future AI will, in a few years, maybe even 2 or 3 years, be better than humans at all forms of research. And we could have giant data centres full of millions of Einstein clones doing science far faster than any human could possibly do. What do I think? In the near future, right now, I think that AI can do maybe 30% of what I do as a researcher. And that's great, because it means I can get things done faster. I can give that 30% of the tasks, things like writing computer code and checking algebra and doing a first-pass literature survey. I can give those tasks to the AI and focus on the things that only I as a human can do. So if it's 30% now, then maybe a couple of years it might be 50%, then 70%. But let's imagine, say, 10 years in the future, that AI can do 90% of what researchers do. This might be the situation by the time you graduate with your PhDs. If this is the case, well, in many ways that's very good. You can imagine teams of scientists working collaboratively with AI assistants, where the humans do that unique 10% that only humans can do, and the AI does that 90%, and that means that science could go 10 times faster. So all the progress you might expect in the next 100 years might be compressed to the next 10 years. This could be a golden age of science with wonderful discoveries happening at an incredible rate. Anyway, that's the future, and we really don't know what's going on. Where are we right now? Well, we know that right now, AI cannot do cutting-edge research, that can certainly help, but most certainly AI can do almost any homework question we can set for you, right the way through to 3rd or 4th year and even graduate studies. We've tried out all our old homework questions on AI. It doesn't do them perfectly, but it definitely does them better than even quite good students. So this makes us rather scared. You can imagine students who just use AI to do all their homework, going all the way through and getting a physics degree, but actually knowing no physics whatsoever themselves. They get all the way to the cutting edge, and then suddenly there's something AI can't do, and all scientific research collapses. So we can't allow that to happen. Now in this course, I think most physics courses, that's not really a problem. Well over 50% of the assessment is based on things like exams or things you write actually physically in the lab that can't use AI. So you will have to understand the stuff yourself to pass this course. There are parts of the assessment of the course, like the pre-reading quizzes and homework quizzes, where you can use AI, and in fact we encourage you to use AI in these things, but use it wisely. Use it to improve your own learning. If you just use it to do the work for you without thinking about it, sure, you can get good marks for that, but you then fail the course because you can't do the exams. Now we have 2 real goals for what we'd like you as the students to get out of the use of AI in this course. The first is that you become good at using AI as a learning buddy, as an assistant, as your own personal tutor. Now it's very early days for this, but there's increasing amounts of evidence that if you as a physics student use AI to help your learning as a personal always-on-call tutor, someone you can bounce ideas off and ask to explain things, endlessly patient and always there in your pocket, this actually greatly improves your learning. There's some studies just come out of Harvard where for first-year physics students they showed that people using AI as their own personal tutor scored about 15% higher than people who didn't in a randomized controlled sample. So we'd like you to do this. We think that using AI properly will greatly improve your learning, and if you know more physics faster, better, that's a good thing. The second goal we're trying to achieve for you as students using AI in this course is just to keep you familiar with AI. I mean, we don't know how good it's going to be, but we do know it's going to be very important, so we want you to be using it a lot, playing with it, keeping up to date with the latest models and so on, so that wherever it ends up going, whether it's going to replace us all or be a useful assistant or not go anywhere, but still a useful helper, you will know about it. So that's our goals. I hope this all makes sense.